The wind howled down Fifth Avenue like a warning. Amara pulled her scarf tighter, the ends fluttering against her worn brown coat. Her boots crunched through the icy slush as she made her way behind the massive graystone mansion. She wasn't supposed to be there that morning. Her shift had been cancelled. But something pulled her back. Something she couldn't explain. She turned the corner near the garden benches, and froze. A girl sat hunched over on the iron bench, shivering violently, lips blue, arms wrapped around herself. No coat. No gloves. Just a pink school dress and socks wet from the snow. Her eyes were half closed, lashes dusted with frost. "Eliza?" Amara's voice cracked. The girl didn't respond. Amara dropped her bag and rushed over. "Baby, what are you doing out here?" She shook her gently. No answer. Her skin was like ice. Amara grabbed her close, wrapping her entire body around the child like a human blanket. "Stay with me. I've got you." Eliza whimpered. Then, barely above a breath, 2 words escaped her lips. "Mom knew." Amara's breath caught. "She told me to wait outside." Eliza's voice broke like glass. "Said Daddy wouldn't want me anymore." Amara's heart pounded. She looked toward the mansion's rear patio doors, locked. Curtains drawn. No signs of anyone inside. She lifted Eliza in her arms. The girl's body was frighteningly light, trembling uncontrollably. Amara tore across the lawn toward her old Corolla parked near the side entrance. "Hold on, sweetheart. Hold on," she whispered, her own breath misting fast from panic. The hospital ER receptionist barely glanced at her. "She's freezing. Her pulse is slow." Amara shouted. "Do you have a guardian ID?" "Legal relation," the woman asked flatly, typing something into the computer. She was left outside. She could die. Amara's voice cracked with urgency. 2 nurses arrived with a wheelchair, finally taking Eliza from her arms. "She needs fluids, warm for, now," one muttered, recognizing the signs of severe hypothermia. But just as Amara stepped forward, a uniformed security guard blocked her path. "You're not family," he said. "You'll have to wait outside. I'm the one who found her." He didn't blink. "You're not on the list." No one moved. No one questioned it. Not until Eliza, now strapped to a gurney, cracked open her lips behind the swinging ER doors and whispered, "Don't leave her." No one heard. Except the nurse pushing her in. She paused. Looked back. Eyes narrowed on Amara. And the hallway froze. The nurse turned. "What's your name?" "Amara Lewis." "You stay here." She disappeared behind the swinging doors with Eliza. For 10 long minutes, Amara stood alone in the sterile white hallway, every breath heavy with dread. Her hands shook, not from cold, but from rage. Rage that no one had even asked what happened. Rage that a little girl nearly died in the cold while those inside sipped espresso behind frosted windows. A door finally creaked open. A man in a charcoal coat stepped through, confusion shadowing his face. "Where is she?" he asked sharply. "Sir, who are you?" the receptionist asked. "Daniel Whitmore." Her father. Amara stepped forward. "They're treating her." She was. But he didn't look at her. His eyes were glued to the nurse now reappearing with a chart. "She's stable. Mild hypothermia. No frostbite yet. Lucky someone found her. She's never outside without a coat," he muttered, more to himself than anyone. "She was left there," Amara said, voice steady. "On purpose." That made him turn. "What did you say?" "She told me," Amara continued. "Eliza said, Mom knew. Said she told her to wait outside." The hallway grew silent. He stared at her, blinking slowly. Then. I don't know who you are, Daniel said coldly, but if you're accusing my wife. She's not her mother, Amara interrupted. Daniel's jaw clenched. Amara's voice didn't rise. It didn't need to. Vivian is her stepmother. And Eliza was left to freeze. Ask your daughter. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then a nurse entered quietly from the back office, holding a USB drive. You might want to see the footage from the security cam facing the garden, she said. It was still running. The monitor flickered to life in the security office. The footage was grainy, but clear enough. Timestamp, 6:42 a.m. That morning. Vivian Whitmore, elegant in her tailored yellow coat and black leather gloves, walked through the frost-covered patio. Behind her, Eliza trailed in her pink school dress, rubbing her arms. Vivian stopped by the iron bench. Looked around. Then, she spoke. There. Sit. You'll be fine. Just, wait. Eliza hesitated. Vivian leaned down, her voice clear now. Your father won't want to see you crying again. Not today. Be a good girl and stay here. I'll be back soon. She turned and walked away. Never looked back. Amara swallowed hard. Daniel didn't speak. He stood frozen, eyes locked on the screen. Play it again, he whispered. They did. 3 times. Finally, he turned toward Amara. She didn't call me, he muttered. She told me Eliza was staying with her aunt. I didn't even know you still worked here. I quit last week, Amara said quietly. But something told me to come by. I heard something. I found her. He nodded once. Then walked out of the room. Minutes later, Amara was called to the pediatric room. Eliza sat propped up in the bed, for running, a warm blanket wrapped around her. Her voice was soft, but steady. She told me Daddy didn't want me anymore. Tears slid down Daniel's face. He turned toward Amara, eyes red. I wasn't there. Eliza reached for Amara's hand. I don't want to go back with her, she said. I want to stay, with the one who came back for me. Daniel looked at the small, shaking fingers gripping Amara's. And said nothing. But everyone knew. 2 weeks later, the courtroom was silent. Eliza sat between 2 attorneys, her school shoes barely touching the floor. Her cheeks had color again. The pink scarf Amara had given her rested gently over her shoulders. Judge Thompson looked over his glasses. Miss Eliza, do you understand what it means to speak before the court? The girl nodded. Then, go ahead. Eliza stood. Her voice trembled, but not with fear. She didn't just find me, she said. She saved me. I was cold. I couldn't feel my fingers. I wanted to sleep forever. But then I heard her voice. She turned toward Amara, who sat quietly in the back, dressed in a soft navy blue coat, hands folded in her lap. She came back, when nobody else did. Not even my dad. Not even her. The room held its breath. Judge Thompson cleared his throat. And where do you want to live, Eliza? With her, the girl said without hesitation. With Amara. A hush fell. Vivian, seated beside her high-priced lawyer, looked down. Daniel Whitmore stood. He didn't read from a statement. He didn't look at the press. I failed my daughter, he said simply. But Amara didn't. She saw what none of us did. And when it mattered, she acted. He paused. I support Eliza's request. Amara should be her guardian. Not just legally, but morally. The judge tapped his pen once. Twice. And granted the motion. Outside, as cameras flashed and microphones hovered, a reporter shouted, Ms. Lewis, How does it feel to go from housekeeper to legal guardian of a millionaire's daughter? Amara looked down at Eliza, who now held her hand with quiet strength. Then she faced the cameras. I wasn't just a maid, she said. I was someone who didn't walk away. And that line would travel across every screen in America. In the weeks that followed, Vivian was indicted for reckless endangerment and fraud. Daniel launched a non-profit in Amara's name, the Second Coat, a foundation supporting abandoned children in cold climates. But for Amara, the real warmth came quietly, in a small apartment above a bakery, where Eliza finally slept through the night, safe. And never again, alone. Sometimes, the ones dismissed as invisible are the ones who stand when it matters most. Amara didn't have power, money, or a title, but she had presence. In a world that often looks away, she looked closer. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs hope today. And if you believe in quiet courage, subscribe to our channel for more true stories that remind us what justice really looks like.